Welcome to Regmarks for the web. This is a short 10 or 15 minute recording so that you can see what Regmarks can do and whether it fits into what your requirements are for your business. So if we log in, the first screen that you get to is the home screen where you get to see your registration numbers. And as you can see, we have the registration number, the dealer that it's coming from, whether it's a stock or a commission, what the buying price is, what the selling price including your markup is, what the selling price including VAT and DOT is, when it was last updated and created, and you can see that we've got 33,000 numbers in the system at the moment. So the first thing to highlight is a source is either a dealer or a commission. So if you are getting a registration number directly from a person in the street that has got a registration number that you want that they want to sell to you or get you to sell on their behalf, then you can create them as a commission source so that you can record details as to their name and email address and telephone number, that kind of thing. Dealers are also sources, so they go into the same area. So if we go into sources, you will see that I've got A, B, C, D and E sorted for dealers, our own record, and a commission of Fred Smith. So we would create a new source. You'd say whether it's a dealer or not. You'd provide the name, short code, some contact details. You then go into the associated info and determine whether they're VAT registered, because the man in the street could potentially be VAT registered if they're not actually a dealer. Provide their address details, and you've got some notes that you can provide. So you'd create a dealer if it was a commission. Sorry, that would be if it was commission. If it's a dealer, you get to include whether they are in the export selector that I will go through later. You provide their name and short code exactly as before. But because they're a dealer, you get a markup type. You can either have a fixed percentage that you apply to any numbers that you get from them, a fixed fee, so £100 on every number, or you can use the default pricing, which we will come to shortly, or you can apply no markup at all and just import the numbers at the same price that they come in. So that is the setting up the source. You would then go into the markups, and we have set up a few markups here that says that if the registration number is up to £5,000, we're going to put 10% on. If it's between 5,000 and 90,000, we're going to put £100 on, and if it's between 100,000 and 300,000, then it will do 5%. The message that came up in the top corner was highlighting the fact that there is a gap. If I reload the page, it says there is a gap between 90 and 100,000 where markups won't be applied, and above 300,000 will not have a markup. So you get a warning to say that you have some missing spots. So once you've got your markups, we're actually going to go into the wants area next, because we're going to do an import shortly, and I'd like to show you the wants. So if you can't provide a number for a customer because they're looking for something that you haven't got, you can log a want where you can use a star to indicate a wild card, as it were. So we can do star will star. So it doesn't matter whether the will is in the obviously that would be an Irish dateless, whether it's in the first part of the dateless or the second part of the dateless. You can do something like that, where an underscore indicates a specific character that you're not fussed about. So you can basically put a match string in. You can additionally filter to say whether you want current dateless. So if you did a search for Bob, for example, you could say that you were only after a dateless Bob, not a current Bob. Specify whether it's actively trying to find it, just in case somebody rings up and says please stop sending me details. Provide their contact name, email address, telephone and mobile, and provide some notes. And so we'll just put Fred Smith and Tony B plus Fred Smith at ubuntu.co.uk, and so that would have it logged. In fact, actually, I've got I will change that and put it as a Bob space 8 star. So I want a Bob. It's got to have an 8 number afterwards, but I don't care because I've actually got a registration number that we're going to pull in on an import. So the wants will run every day automatically, but if you've done a big import and you want to run it manually once, you can hit the run once match. It will run it. It runs it behind the scenes, so you can go off and do other things. And when it's run, you'd see the last match run, and you can then view the matches. So hopefully, when we do the import, you will be able to see that. So now we're going to go to imports. I've already done, as you can see, a load of imports, so I am going to go into our import system. You can flag whether it's a file of deletions. If you force the import, it basically means that if a number's sold on the system currently but a dealer is saying that it is available, if you trust that dealer, you can force the import, which will change a registration from a sold to back to being available again. Otherwise it stays as sold. Sold if not found will mean that if you've got a dealer that's got, say, 500 numbers on their system currently, and they then send you a file with 498 on there, the 2 that they haven't sent you will be flagged as sold if it couldn't be found. You can flag a registration to be shown on the website, so when you do an export, it basically says, is this registration exportable to my website? And if it is exportable to the website, do you want to put a flag on it to say that it's sellable? There may be some dealers' data that when you import, you want to have it within Regmarks, but you don't necessarily want to advertise it online, maybe because they're a dealer that they're not always able to supply the registration, so you may want it locally but not on your website. So you then would pick whether it's a stock or a commission file. You then pick your source. I can't remember what the source was I set. Specify whether it's VAT on the numbers, and then I've just got a window opened up on my other screen, just bear with me. Oh. Regmarks demo, there we go. Right, so dealer C commissions. So we select the dealer commissions, it reads it in, it reads the first 5 rows in, and it says, to me it looks like column 1 is the registration number and column 2 is the price. There is obviously some blank columns in this file, but we're just ignoring them, and we will then start the import process. So that says we've got 2,000 numbers that we are importing, and it's done 1,500, and that has done. So if we click onto summary, we get to see that we have 2,114 records. 2,000 of them are new, 39 changed. So this, for example, we had it on the system previously, but we've updated to a better source, and it's gone from 600 to 500, and there are 16 informationals that say that the V6 ENG is £900 more expensive, but we've stored the details as an alternative source of the number. So that covers the import element. I'm now going to go back to the wants, because in theory I'm fairly sure I'd got some Bob numbers set up. So we are now going to run a wants match. So that's now running behind the scenes. So whilst that is running, I am going to go to the valuation side of things. So if somebody says, can you value a number for us, you can provide a number, set the status. This valuation system is actually designed to work with a website that we would develop, where you could have your valuation on your website, but we can update it so that it can hook into your own website that you may already have created. So it would come in as an unprocessed, and you would change it to offered. You would then specify whether you were looking to purchase it, or have it on commission, or that you want to offer both. And the location might be vehicle with tax and MOT. So you would then provide a return to them for commission, and a base selling price, and if you return to them for the purchase price and a base selling price. So if you were to provide 5,000 as a base selling price, need to sort that, it would update the commission price to be, for example, 6,000 if it worked out that it was a £1,000 markup that you were doing, and the same for the stock purchasing. You can then flag the fact that you want to send an email to your customer, so you'd click that, and obviously if it's come from a web form, you would they would have provided these details anyway, but you can put those details in, and when you hit create or when you save the record, if you've got the send valuation email to customer, it would then send an email out that would basically have this information in it. You can change the wording of the email in another part of the system. I'm just going to check on the wants to see whether it matched. Yes, there we go. So the Bob combination matched 3 records. So if we view the matches, we can see that Fred Smith had a Bob 8. So we matched with Bob 80Y, Bob 84 and Bob 881Y. So if we'd got an email address against Fred Smith, it would have automatically sent them an email. If they haven't got that, then it comes up here, so that you've got the chance of getting in touch with them and basically saying that we've just had a number coming in that you might be interested in. But obviously the idea is that it would be automated via your email. So that's covered the marks, the wants, the imports, the valuations. If we look at the exports, where are we? Exports. You can set up an export to send your list out to specific dealers daily or weekly, or an ad hoc one if a particular dealer rings up and says, can I have your information? And you can also upload the information to your website or send an email to yourself with all of the registration details that are in the system. So if we set it to export to dealers, you can then say that because it's daily, it automatically specifies the 24 hours. You can say that you want to start it from tomorrow morning, and I want it to run at 5 o'clock in the morning. Where are we? 5 o'clock in the morning. Who do you want to send it to? It will obviously only select dealers with email addresses, and that is actually just dealer A. And what do you want to send? And then you basically have all of your dealers that are in the system, their stock and their commission, so you can determine that you want to send dealer A's stock and commission, dealer B's stock and commission. You don't want to send dealer C's commission, you only want to send their stock, and you want to do the dealer stock and the E and your own stock and commission. So you choose what data you want to send, you then choose to create, and that will then run on a daily basis at 5 o'clock in the morning. Likewise with a weekly, you could do that. And if we set it to the RM4 format, you can provide your website upload details, and you'd probably select all dealers and hit create. So the only other bit that I haven't covered is the mark searching. You've got a toolbar up here that's got search marks, sources, imports and want. So those are the sort of 4 main areas that you'd work on, so you can gain access to things here rather than through the menu. But if we search, you can search based upon a registration number with wildcards. You can search based upon the alpha or the numbers or a combination of both. And we haven't really covered tags, but you can tag registrations up so that an LEW 15, for example, or an LEW 1 star S, for example, would be tagged up as Lewis. you can also set categories such as 3x3 numbers, and so if we do a search for Lewis, oops, we don't have any, so let's just go to show sold as well and see if that no, it looks like that's been deleted, but you basically can do a search based upon that criteria. You can also filter the list as well, so if you only want to see dealer A or B or C, just to see what data you've got, you can then also filter by your commissions. You can filter by whether it's a stock or a commission. You can filter based upon current date list prefix suffix. If you are only looking for, if somebody says I'm looking for a 2-letter combination, you can just automatically filter anything with 2 letters, likewise with numbers, and you can determine whether or not to include Irish registrations, and a couple of price filters, and whether you want to include price on application stuff. So you can see that if we remove the Lewis filter that we applied, we've then got the 1153 2-letter combinations. So if we then did a search for AC, we'd then be able to see that we'd got 3 AC, and you can also sort by the registration number, the selling price, the total price, numbers, letters, when it was last updated, and when it was created. So you have full visibility on your registration numbers. You can import, you can export, you can create tags that say that if there is 3 letters of Bob, we want to tag it up as Bob. You might also create 3 letters of Bob, tag it up as Robbie, Robert, so that that information will be exported to your website, so that your website will allow somebody to type in Robbie, and it would then find a Bob based number, and whenever you add a new one, you can apply to the existing list, so that you can make sure that all the data is updated. So that I won't necessarily go through some of the other areas of the system, because that's more set up, like emails and things. And you can create multiple users, so you can give them permissions to access certain bits. So if you want them to have you don't want somebody to have access to exports and imports, for example, then you can set a user up like that, and that gives you a good idea of how Regmarks works. And we will be doing regular updates to the system, and upgrading it is simply a case of choosing this option, and it will say whether you are on the latest version or not, and if there is an updated version, there will be a button at the top that you literally just press. It applies the update. Occasionally it may log you out, depends on what it needs to do, but most of the time you'll just apply it. It'll say upgrade completed successfully, and then you'll see the version number at the top change. And I've been showing you everything in dark mode because I much prefer dark mode, but you can be in light mode as well. So hopefully you like Regmarks 4, and please get in touch with us if you're interested in purchasing. Thanks very much.